The Great Western Ranch offers so much more value and worth today because of the fact that we have significantly improved ecological function of the ranch. Our elk numbers have increased along with antelope and deer, and the quality of those animals have also increased. Our cow herd is consistently productive and it's genetically suited for the environment, and we've managed to sustain profitability every year. My name is Jason Salon. I'm a regional manager for Horton Ranches. I've ranched in most of the western states, cowboyed for about 20 years, started managing ranches when I was 30, and I've been with this company about 7 years. Our approach is unique because we think in terms of planned rest and recovery versus planned grazing. So the grazing and the rest are the actions, the recovery being the goal. Each year after the growing season, we quantify our forage base, and we use an animal day per acre estimate. And we determine our forage base for the following year. We adjust our carrying capacity and the length of the grazing period according to our operational goals. It sounds complex, but it's really simple reverse engineering process. So most of your drainages in the state of New Mexico, or in the western United States for that matter, are not going to look like this. By planning your rest and recovery on landscapes like this, you allow the vegetation to come in, it captures the water, it catches the silt, it catches the runoff, all of the organic matter that comes with it, and it slowly starts to bring the arroyos up. The effect of that is all of that water is more effective for miles up the watershed. So you see compounding interest in every portion of ecological function, but as it relates specifically to forage production, we start to realize compounding interest when we make grazing decisions with the goal of leaving stored energy in the root structures prior to dormancy. So we then have vegetation that is primed to begin a new growth stage immediately at the start of the next growing season. This vegetation now has more time to capture solar energy, it grows more root, more leaf matter, and it stores even more energy for the following year. When we think about managing root structures, as an example, what you see above ground is equal to what you see below ground. And so storing enough carbohydrates in these roots are going to give this plant all the energy that it needs to effectively hold this arroyo in place. And you build ecological capital all the way up the watershed. The cow herd has been so improved over the last few years, and really over the last 4 years specifically with Chaz's help. The first couple of years we were just continuing to back up our calving seasons and get a little bit tighter and get our genetic base right. But when Chaz really started selecting heifers and culling some of these older cows, he really streamlined the product that we're producing. It's a very consistent product. We bring high retail in the markets all the time consistently. And he's done a great job with that.
We manage our bulls. We started managing our heterosis on every end. We started implementing lease bulls into our cow herds with higher end genetics, bringing our calves up smaller calving weight but a higher weaning weight. All that stuff, having the proper amount of grass supplement, right cows, all that stuff has really brought our cow herd up leaps and bounds.
I think one of the things that Chaz is very good at is we both agree that the cow needs to work for us. There's a lot of operations that end up working for their cow. And so that's an art all in of itself, is to create an adapted cow herd that the environment shapes epigenetically. And suddenly you have something that's working for you 365 days of the year. The Great Western Ranch is so much more valuable today, I think primarily because of the ecological function that we've built. Not many cowboys or ranch managers understand ecological function like my team does. And they're always thinking in terms of how do we manage root structures for the following year, as opposed to are we just managing grass in the here and now.
The grass that we have and the grass we've accumulated here has been phenomenal. Like Jason, I've been all over the western United States working on ranches and stuff, and the biodiversity that's here on this place is second to none that I've ever been to. Just there's so much of it between the browse and the 17 species of grass. You're always able to have something for your cows to eat, and if you manage your grass correctly.
To add to what Chaz was saying, once you get the vegetative process naturally working for you, you attract all different types of wildlife as well. We use pounds of weaned beef per acre as a distilled production metric, and every year that continues to go up. In 2017, we weaned 375-pound calves. Last year, my team and I, we weaned 550-pound calves, and that trend continues to progress. The land will manage the water for you if you manage the land appropriately.